That's all it would take. Them to be like, bro, we've all been dead. That's what I'm reading the Crusades book, and he's like, well, who really was the? It's like, dude, everyone was just being massive dickheads back then.
Yeah,
you had massive dickheads at the top of society clashing with each other, then recruiting the dumbasses of society to stab each other.
So this is all the Crusades, or just the first?
All of them. But he went to the People's Crusade. He went into that.
Wait till you get to the end,
bro. I can't. I'm excited.
The fucking 6th Crusade is like they don't even go to the Middle East. They go to Constantinople and just sack a Christian city.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back here at Comic History Tales. Today we're going to be listening to a segment from Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. I will leave all links to their podcast down below, so definitely go and check them out. Today's topic of discussion are the Crusades. If you don't know what the Crusades are, they were a series of military expeditions initiated by Christians from Europe to fight Muslims over the Holy Land, aka Jerusalem. The first crusade was in 1095 and it ended in 1291. In total there were 8 major crusade expeditions. Now let's go and listen what Matt McCusker and Shane Gillis have to say about this.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, fuck this.
They talk about the People's Crusade, so just to keep the chronological timeline, they get like a couple dukes going up, and then it's going through the papacy. Like the Muslims are already, they're crushing it. They're set for fucking holy war. It's nothing to get them in a holy war. It's like, yeah, dude, we know it's in our book. Like, we'll turn it on if we have to. The popes were apparently obscure and didn't have like authority over all of Christianity. Like the Pope had its own struggle to like be the fucking spiritual general of all the Christians or all the Catholics. So there was a thing saying the Pope really stoked the flames of the Crusades. Then that elevated the papacy to like a power position. Because people were like, kind of like, yo, who the fuck? This guy was like, I'm your boss. And they were like, shut the fuck up.
Who?
Fuck you.
Like, there's a guy in Italy.
Yeah, dude. And that guy was from France. Pope Urban was from a monastery in France. And he, like, fucking somehow, like, religion lorded, like, Game of Thrones, which is such the darkest and most evil shit in the world. But Pope Gregory was like, yo, we should probably, it's kind of cool if we fuck people up in God's name. And the people were like, what the fuck, dude? Then he died, and Pope Urban was like, yo, that guy was crazy. But for real, guys, these Muslims are out of control. Yeah. And if you want to get all your sins wiped away, just go to pilgrimage and bring swords. Like, if you fuck some guy up and you die, that's cool. You're allowed to do, like, dude, it's mega resolving all your sins if you go there and just chop a dude up. But he was like, but only sins you confess. So there's all these things. But then you get, like, street guys who would, like, it was, what was this guy's name? Something the Hermit. It was like this dude was basically Smeagol. He only ate fish and drank wine, and he was revolted. His appearance was revolting.
Probably stunk like shit.
Dude, he was a France. He was a frog as well. Northeastern France. I'm blanking.
Frogs are nasty.
He was the guy apparently who actually sent 15,000 people to just get slaughtered in the First Crusade. Peter the Hermit.
Nice. And 15,000 people, he brought his bros and they all got rocked.
He survived. He came back like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So during the First Crusade, Peter the Hermit, also known as Little Peter, organized and guided the people as a spiritually purified and holy group of pilgrims who would, supposedly, be protected by the Holy Ghost. Peter did not train his army, nor did he supply weapons or food. The peasant army of this crusade was destroyed by the forces of the Seljuk Turks at the Battle of Civitat in northwestern Anatolia.
But he would come back.
Was it the Mamelukes? Who fucked them up?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Turgeluk. What were the Turks?
Yeah.
Some shit. Turgeluks or some shit.
Yeah, they were nasty.
They got taken into the Sunni, I think, fold. The Shiites, I think, were in the south towards North Africa. And I think the Sunnis migrated closer to the west, which I think they then formed like those countries that ended up traditionally trading more with the west. And the Shiites are like, fuck those guys.
Nice.
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so he brought the bros over, and it was like just you've talked about this before. They both went out. The First Crusade was just dudes wandering and getting fucked up.
Yeah,
unanimously just.
I'm excited
they
for you.
Different
because I vaguely remember what happens. But there's like the Children's Crusade. There's like.
Yeah, they brought their kids too. Apparently,
it's nuts.
It was 15,000 with like 8,000 soldiers and like 10,000 women and something crazy. A ton of women and children.
Yeah.
They just wandered down and got destroyed.
The Arabs must be like, "What? Who the fuck are these guys?
I know,
what is being told to them?
I know.
Why are they walking here?"
Well, that was the question because they were like, the Pope Urban was like, "We're under threat. Like this is a real threat."
Yeah.
And I think the Moors were coming up and they were clashing, but there was no like cohesive threat of Islam because Islam was fractionated.
Yeah.
At the time, but the thing is like Yeah, but like these dudes didn't fucking know this.
No,
they're just hearing word of mouth shit, and they're like,
they're getting Fox News.
Yes,
they're like, they hate our freedom, dude.
Pope Urban literally was like, these guys are doing unthinkable things to children. Yeah. These guys are monsters. They hit him with like World War II propaganda.
Yeah, they hate our freedom.
Still works. They're doing it right now.
Yeah,
on the news.
Yeah,
Russia's fucked up, dude.
Russia tortured guys.
Yo, Russia's built different. They're hitting us with like, yo, Russia's fucked up, dude. Unspeakable atrocities. Still works, dude. 1,000 years later.
Yeah.
It's like, who? Wait, they're doing what to who? Those guys are evil. We're good. Let's go get them.
Yeah.
So that the authors
the Moors were sneaking up, dude.
They were creeping. He gave credence to
España, dude. They got.
Yep. First, I thought he was going to be like, yo, fuck the Christians. The Muslims are all good. But he's he's basically being like, there's a lot of different accounts, and there are firsthand Muslim accounts of like, yeah, they were fucking up Christian.
I'm sure they were
dudes coming through there.
I mean, it had to be.
Yeah, dude. Like,
I mean, they still hold it down like that. They still tax. Yeah. There's under, ISIS and shit. They were like, you're either getting killed or you're paying like ridiculous taxes.
That's what it was.
If you're not a Muslim.
In the year 711 AD, the Islamic Arabs and Moors of Berber descent in northern Africa crossed the Strait of Gibraltar onto the Iberian Peninsula, and in a series of raids, they conquered Visigothic Christian Hispania. Their general, Tariq ibn Ziyad, brought most of Iberia under Islamic rule in an 8-year campaign.
So the first invasion, I'm only up to the, I didn't only got to this, like the start of the second one. First invasion, wildly unsuccessful, although it did, people started being like, yo, that's kind of sick, the Crusade.
Yeah.
So then they had like the nobility, none of the kings got involved during the second one, but all of like the nobility, a lot of them were like, they were just like, look, they were opportunistic. These dudes would sell all of their shit.
Yeah.
They would sell all of their belongings and be like, let's fucking go. And go crusade, and then there was just like a bunch of the French nobility and
dude, you gotta watch Kingdom of Heaven.
I can't wait, dude.
It's fucking sick.
Is that what it's about?
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't
Orlando
wait.
Bloom, dude. Come on.
What?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm at right now in the book. The dudes are like now like the real deals are going down there to be like, all right, the guys with like actual military experience fighting the Muslims are like, we're going down there, and then they talk about all the infighting going on. And dude, the Muslims killed it, and then all started grabbing for power. Which it happens to everything.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, that's when the Sunnis and Shiites started beefing. It's pretty sick, man. To know more. Every time I learn more about the Sunnis and Shiites, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I always forget too.
Yes. I had no idea. Went back. The beef is that far back.
Yeah.
And then there was one.
But it's not. See, back then it wasn't that far back. Yeah. This is 1099 or something was the first crusade.
Yeah.
Muhammad was what, 500?
Oh no, yeah, for sure. I'm talking about now.
Oh yeah,
it's like now to then. It's like, god damn, these guys have been fighting for fucking ever. But yeah, there was one of the caliphs. He was called the Mad Caliph. He was like, dude, he apparently was crushing it, like just like sacking tons of cities, and he like got so good at that.
Yeah.
He just all of a sudden declared himself a god, and then started attacking his own people. I was like, that must have been the funniest shit in the world. It's like, what, dude? Stop!
God
no,
damn it! He
this dude is
god.
Completely turned on his whole fucking squad. It was like, dude, I'm God. I'm gonna fuck literally just everyone up now, and everyone. They probably had to like put him down, but he probably led a battle into his town.
Anytime you do that though, and you're like, I'm God, it ends. You're gonna be naked in a town square, getting like drugged by people.
Caliph Al-Hakim was known for his cruelty against Jews, Christians, and Sunnis. On the night of February 12th in the year 1021, at the age of 35, Al-Hakim left his room, supposedly to go to the hills on the outskirts of Cairo. However, he was never seen again. A search found only his horse and blood-stained garments. His disappearance has remained a mystery.
Well, you know they say lended to the militarization of Christianity?
What is it?
Was taking in the pagan hordes. So they were converting all these pagan guys, and they were like, back then they were highly militarized people. And a lot of these like Christian lords were like, yeah, I could kind of use a little bit of that for my
we need these fucking forest retards.
Yeah, you can kill people, literally.
Yeah,
you guys can still kill people. That's actually kind of sick.
Yeah, we like you guys. We're gonna put you on a boat, and we're gonna ship you down there.
Yeah,
and then you guys go nuts.
So that was they had to because they were like, wait, I can't attack it. That's so fucking gay. And they're like, no, you can attack. I mean, if you have like a good reason,
you're still allowed to attack people,
fuck people up. Like we're not like. We're not against having fun or whatever. Like, we're just doing different stuff.
If you lived in the woods and your whole thing was like, dude, we get to attack people.
Yeah.
And then some Christians came and were like, stop. You'd be like, dude, I can't stop.
A lot of them they're like, that fucking rule. Like, wait.
Attacking people was cool.
Apparently these dudes are pretty wooed over by Jesus stuff. They'd be like, yeah, that's better than ours. They were like kind of like, man, that rules.
Yeah, Jesus, the message of Christ usually works.
They're like, wait, somebody loves me?
They're like, yeah, we can just be nice to each other. Gotta stop all this attacking.
Yeah.
Like that had to be tough though, because there were definitely societies that base their entire identity around attack.
The Turks, bro.
Yeah.
Turks at first, dude. The Turks, their big thing was they had 2 strategies.
Turks have been pretty nasty throughout history.
Dude, total encirclement. They would just totally encircle whoever they were fighting. That was their one military formation. Encircle, shoot bows and arrows, and then just fuck them up. Or they were famous for fake retreats. They would fake retreat, let them break formation, then
you like that swarm, that circle with the arrows?
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty tight.
Dude, they could shoot those arrows 300 yards back then.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So could the English. Or the
longbowmen.
Longbowmen, 300 fucking yards.
Get the British longbowmen out.
300 yards, dude.
If you only gamed like I did, you'd know all these things. If you play with the Turks in medieval Total War, you can hit the that's a move you can do.
That was their 2 moves.
Yeah. If you watched Kingdom of Heaven, you'll see them hit the circle.
Really?
You'll go, God.
So they're all they were ponies, circles. They were all speed.
Yeah.
So they had a West Coast fucking offense.
It was a West Coast offense.
Ponies, speed.
And the dumbass Crusaders thought they could wear all their bullshit armor, make it in the desert.
They talk about that too.
Bro, it's not going to work.
They talk about how heavy. They said their broadsword was more of a bludgeoning instrument than like an actual thing to cut people up with. They had a heavy piece of steel that was like kind of like a butter knife that they'd be like,
whack! Fucking smack it, dude.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. What about Barbarossa? When was Barbarossa? And who was it? One dude just in the desert just ran straight into the water. They like got to an oasis and he got in the water and drowned.
What?
They were wearing armor.
Yeah, that sucks. I was hearing about it was. And that chainmail didn't. If something was like really sharp, it would just cut them. It would fuck them up. Like if someone like went by and like nicked them, it would help them from that. But if they got like just hit with a fucking sharp sword, it went right through it.
Oh man, now I just want to watch Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, it's not a bad preparation. But yeah, dude, the book so far has been really, really good. That's my favorite time period, dude.
Yeah.
Like 11, 12, 13, 4. It's so.
That's when it gets gay for me. Once you get into like the Renaissance and shit.
Well, for sure. But know what's crazy though? It was like, holy fuck, you're telling me between 1400 and 1700, the amount of advancement was blinding.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Between 14 and 1700 was insane.
Yeah. And then think about now.
Dude, that's what
now is ridiculous.
That's what I got tripped up on. I was like, oh my god, that's the exponential curve.
Yeah.
Like 1400s, 1700s, 21, whatever fucking year it is. I always embarrassingly forget. I've been on 2023 forever. I'm like, I signed everything 2023 and like, bro, it's 2022. Can you fix it?
Yeah, I'm there too. I get confused by that. What is it, Sean?
They said it was Barbarossa who drowned, and
it was Barbarossa.
He had such a long journey, and then he ended up just drowning.
He wanted a drink, and he got in the water, and he fucking drowned like a dumbass, dude.
He's like my dog Jack. My dog Jackson will drown if you put him in water.
1190.
He'll go into the water and start to drown. He has to be safe.
It was 1190. Was it the 4th Crusade? What the hell was that? What was he doing down there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wish I read more. The book's long as fuck, dude.
Yeah, I got hit with guns.
23
guns,
hours
germs,
left.
and steel last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I was talking about the Aborigines.
What about them?
They were in the Stone Age.
Were they really?
Yeah, they were stuck in the Stone Age.
Jesus Christ!
When they were found, they were in the Stone Age.
That stinks, man.
So Frederick Barbarossa participated in the Third Crusade from 1189 to 1192. After having left much of Anatolia behind, he drowned on the 10th of June in 1190 in the Salев River, what is Goksu River today. There are some discrepancies in the historical accounts of how exactly Frederick Barbarossa drowned, but the main idea is that he was so thirsty he went for water and just fell in, and because of the weight of his armor, drowned. So that was all for today. As always, I will put all the links to Matt and Shane's secret podcast down below in the description, both their YouTube channel and their Patreon. So go and check it out and show the dogs some love. Now, if you have any suggestions for upcoming videos, put them down in the comments below and I'll check them out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again here at Comic History Tales.